What's going on, everyone? Middleblade427 here, and I present to you a random challenge video that happened to come my way. So apparently this thing has been going around YouTube for about a month or so now, and it's called The Person Behind the Game, complete with its own hashtag and all. My friend Ciss from the YouTube channel Catharsis tagged me in her video, so it's my turn to accept the challenge and inform you guys on 10 random facts about me. This whole thing is basically a way for all of us to get to know each other better. Yeah, we go and we watch each other's videos and we comment occasionally and do some light chat every so often on the comments or through Twitter or whatever, but we really don't know anything about one another. It's been a fun time learning everything I can about a lot of people that I watch online and everything, and it really is starting to strengthen the bonds between friends that we've been gaining as we've been growing as a community. And the facts technically don't have to be anything in particular, just something that you feel like sharing with everyone. And for this, I am going to be doing mine. However, before I get into that, I am going to do a quick explanation on what you're seeing on screen right now. This game is called Tom Manson's Dinosaurs for Hire and is based on a comic book series of the same name. Released in 1993 for the Sega Genesis, you control one of three main dinos: Archie the T-Rex, Lorenzo the Triceratops, or Reese the Stegosaurus. They're actually aliens that look like our dinosaurs but are smaller. There's also a fourth member of the team, Cyrano the Pterodactyl, but he acts more of a support character in the game than actually being able to play as him. Basically, this game is a run-and-gun, Contra-style game with dinosaurs, so it fits well into my June Dino Month theme. So that's why I chose it to run in the background as I go forward with my 10 facts. And I'm going to start them right now. These are in no particular order. I just tried to group them together the best I can. So, bonus starting fact, I am very OCD, and especially on certain things, and order would happen to be one of them. So, here we go. Number 1. I've been playing video games since I was in the womb. Yeah, I know. Very odd sentence in order to start this off with, but it's true, and I'll explain to you how. So, you've probably heard stories, or if you're a mother, you may have experienced it for yourself, that when women are pregnant, they go through certain habit changes that they're normally not used to, cravings and random things along that ways. My mother, who I love so much, the most wonderful woman in the world, absolutely hates fish, despises it, disgusted by it. Even when I was growing up, she would attempt to cook fish sticks for me and have to leave the room because the smell of it made her nauseous and all that other stuff. So hates fish. While she was pregnant with me, and it pretty much was a daily ritual that she did for nearly the entire pregnancy. She went down to the local deli and bought a huge tuna sub. This, apparently it was big and it was ready for her eventually because the people there kind of knew that she was coming in almost every day, so it was a huge tuna fish sandwich, tuna sub, whatever. And mind you, this was back in the 80s. So, side fun fact, I may have been a Mercury baby with all that in the tuna. Yay! Anyway, she would take the sub back home, she would sit down in front of the TV, and she would play the Atari 2600 for hours on end, her favorite game being Frogger. And that pretty much was her daily ritual. I was exposed to that while in the womb as she sits there and eats her tuna and plays video games, which is why I am a big fan of fish probably, and why I enjoy games so much. Fact number 2, keeping with the whole family thing right now, I have 2 younger sisters, and we are all fairly spread out in age. The older of my 2 younger sisters, Lauren, she is 9 years younger than me, and then my other sister, Allie, is 14 years younger than me. I love my sisters very much, and even though there's an age gap between us, we all get along very well, and we're all very close as well. I mean, Lauren, she is Superwoman. She is absolutely amazing. I've rarely known a time when she didn't have like 5 jobs at once, and yet she always makes time for everyone. When she puts her mind to it in order to get something, she will go above and beyond the Call of Duty in order for her to be able to achieve her goal, regardless of how long she has to work or what she has to do or anything along that way. She's loyal to her friends, she's loyal to her family, and she is just overall an awesome person that I know one day is going to save the world because she kind of goes around to all those like countries. She's went on a lot of trips to like Vietnam and everything in order to help people and whatnot. So, and she's an artist, she's an excellent artist, and I know she's going to be using that in order to further make everybody happy throughout the world, and I can't wait to see exactly what she does next. My youngest sister, Allie, is very bubbly, outgoing, and just the nicest, sweetest person you'll ever meet. She's also extremely smart and crafty. So let me explain that. Allie has this way in which she puts things that makes you believe, no matter what she says, as the truth. She's a little bit of a loan shark. I've seen her lend out $20, and then 3 days later, when she comes calling for collecting, she convinced the person that they ended up giving her $40 instead of $20. So it wasn't even so much that she was telling them, oh, I'm charging you interest or whatever. She just blatantly made them think that they owed them that much money, which was hysterical. Allie and I, as she was growing up, obviously I was much older than her, so I took care of her and everything. She was my gaming buddy for the longest time, and we loved playing games together, sitting down in front of my TV, mostly GameCube and things like that. And our favorite game to play together was Animal Crossing, which, for all intent and purpose, is a text-based game. Now, Allie, at the age of about 5 or 6, was able to play this game without any problems at all, very rarely needing help or anything along that ways. She couldn't exactly read at the time, but she was able to associate a word that popped up on the screen with one of the animals in the village, and it was just amazing watching her play, because you know for a fact that this little girl can't pick up a book and just read it as you would expect her to be able to do by playing this game, and yet she flawlessly helped out all the animals in the village. Someone said, here, can you please go give this to this person? And she just went right off and she did it without having to ask or anything along that ways. Something popped up on the screen, she knew exactly what it was because she associated things that happened with the game with what I taught her as we played. So it was an amazing thing to watch, and she learned really quickly, and it's just one of my favorite memories of time shared with my youngest sister. Fact number 3 is about me, but also is a way to bring my dad into the video. I am an Eagle Scout. Yes, I am. The highest level achieved in the Boy Scouts of America. I did Scouts all the way up to when I was 18, which at that age you actually can't be a Scout anymore. You can be a leader, but you're not allowed to be a Scout according to the BSA. And my father was with me the entire time through that journey. Every so often we will sit down and reminisce about past camping trips, and we've done a lot. We went on canoeing trips, whitewater rafting, hiking, skiing, bike trips. We've camped on all different types of terrain, from rocky mountains to beaches to the middle of the woods, of course, to bug-infested islands on the Delaware River, to cabins, to lean-tos. It's just so many good times and so many fun times I can remember with my father and then my fellow scouts and things along that way as I grew up doing that whole thing. And the memories just will always come back, and they'll always be. There's a lot of photos and everything that I have not anywhere posted, but just in my own personal collection. And I go back to it, and I know that I just wouldn't change anything for the life of me. I mean, those were mine and my father's main bonding points were going on these camping trips. I mean, we do other things too. We're big into snowmobiling, so we'll go up to upstate New York, like Tug Hill and way up there past Syracuse and whatnot, and hit the trails with our Articats. But for the most part, it was the camping trips that I really, really remember, and it was just so much fun, and I can go back to them all day and enjoy every moment of it. But in the end, it did make me an Eagle Scout as well, which is a really good resume builder, and I have much respect for anybody that's in Scouts and that did the Eagle Scout, because it's a long journey in order to achieve that rank. And for those that are out there who are Eagle Scouts or know anything about the Boy Scouts and you're wondering, my project was on water conservation and informing local schools and kids alike. I think I did it from grades kindergarten through 5th or 6th about not dumping their garbage down a sewer drain because it ends up draining to the local river. Number 4, I don't like eggs and I despise peas. So it's a little bit more of a switching up towards more personal stuff for me. It's kind of a strange thing to say, but it is something. I don't consider myself really a picky eater. I am very much one that would try anything at least once, and there's very little that I won't eat. I consider myself a food connoisseur, someone that has experience and appreciates all different types of food from around the world and the cultures that make them and all kinds of good stuff like that. Food Network is easily my go-to channel whenever I'm on regular TV, which is unfortunately rare because of Netflix and Hulu. However, I do have my limits, and that would probably be eggs and peas. Now, I'm not really a breakfast person. I don't like sitting down and eating breakfast. It doesn't really appeal to me. I don't like the breakfast foods and stuff like that. And as far as eggs go, I don't like scrambled eggs. I don't like sunny side up. I don't like over easy. I don't like any of that stuff. To me, it looks good. I watch people eat egg sandwiches every so often, and it looks tasty. But if I eat it, I don't like the flavor, I don't like the textures, I just don't really like it at all. Yet I'll turn around and I'll have no problem eating like a hard-boiled egg, or deviled eggs, or things along that way, so I guess it's in the way that it's prepared. French toast has to be lightly egg-washed for me to actually enjoy it, and I know there's a lot of things that have egg in it, like cakes and whatnot. It's not that I can't eat eggs, because I can, I just don't like an egg by itself. So if you're going to fry an egg and throw it on top of something, I'm just going to take it right off. As far as the peas go, however, I hope that one day a frost wipes every single one of them out of existence. I've tried and tried and tried and tried to like them, but I just can't. Their smell, their taste, the feeling in my mouth, oh, it just makes me want to vomit. And it's funny because I love things like chicken pot pie. And from what I've been told from people who've watched me eat the chicken pot pie, it's an experience watching me methodically go into it with my fork and move things around and get stuff away and whatnot, because by the time I'm done with the meal, everything's gone from the pot pie, except for a pile of green peas that is pushed up against the side of whatever container the pot pie was in. Number 5. My favorite animals are penguins. Which is interesting because I actually don't like birds. I don't like birds that fall in any way, shape, and form, but it's just something about penguins that attract me to them. Maybe it's their cuteness. Maybe it's the fact that penguins, as far as, you know, their nature goes, they mate for life, and I like looking at that commitment and everything along that way. My parents have been married for many, many years, and I would like to have a committed relationship that lasts many years. So I like that aspect of, I don't want to say their culture, because penguins, but you know what I mean, like what they do and whatnot. Maybe it's the way that they waddle around, and it reminds me about how I walk, because my feet are kind of weirdly shaped and whatnot. I don't know, I just love them so much. I can go to an aquarium and watch the penguins all day. I even have owning a penguin on my bucket list. I will have him, he will be my friend, I will name him Chili Willy, after the Tex Avery character of the same name. He will live in my refrigerator like an Ace Ventura, and he will be my best friend, and he will be my Chili Willy, and it will be adorable. So, confession time, and this story is probably the reason why I'm going to go to hell one day. So, I was visiting the Boston Aquarium, and they have a huge open penguin section right inside the place. It's awesome. You see all different types of penguins and habitats and things along that way. So, when I was there one time, because I've been there a few times, but this is just one time I'm remembering, I saw a little boy down in the penguin pen playing with them. Now, this kid had to have been part of some type of, like, Make-A-Wish Foundation or something like that. You can just tell. He was obviously looking not so great. I think his head was shaved and whatnot. He had a few medical people around him and whatnot. So you could tell that this was something that the local organization did in order to make this kid feel better, because he was definitely dying of some type of disease and whatnot. And he went down and played with the penguins. Nice, wonderful. In your heart, it's always a good thing. Anyway, here I was, sitting there, staring down at this kid in the middle of the place. Do you ever have a moment where your brain thinks something and your mouth decides, hey, let's blurt that out? Well, for me, in a very loud voice, I decide to say at that moment, you need to get cancer in order to play with penguins. Great. The person I was with shot me a look that would have frozen your soul, punched me, and then I looked around, only to realize that the words actually came out of my mouth without me realizing it, and everyone else was giving me the evil eye. And I just pretty much went, hey, let's go to the 3rd floor and look at the sharks, because that was the best way I could think of to get out of it, and then I just ran away as fast as I could. Not my most shining moment, absolutely, at all, but definitely one that goes down in the record books, that's for sure. Number 6. I have only been out of my time zone twice in my entire life. Being that I live in New Jersey, I am in the Eastern Standard Time, and as far as traveling goes, I really need to do more of it. Granted, I've been up and down the East Coast quite a bit. I've been up to, Massachusetts and everything up there, and I've been as far south as Florida and whatnot, but rarely have I ever gone left or right. I've been to Las Vegas. In fact, I'm going there again at the end of the summer, and technically I took a cruise to Nova Scotia, and I believe they're an hour behind where I am right now. But otherwise that, I haven't gone anywhere. I really haven't even gone out of the country. Yes, Nova Scotia is Canada, and I've been to Niagara Falls, which is Canada, but I can still see American soil from, my hotel room and whatnot, so I don't really consider it real out of the country. And now that I'm getting older, I really need to start kind of living it up, per se. My 20s were spent working, and maybe I missed out on stuff, maybe I didn't because it's who I am today, but, there's no time like the present, I guess. Places that I want to go to include, but aren't limited to, Alaska, Hawaii. I so want to go to Japan, Scotland, Germany, Italy, basically anywhere. My sister Lauren, as I talked about before, she's gone to a bunch of places. She's gone to Vietnam and Australia. And I don't know if I'd actually want to go to those places. Maybe Australia. But, they have like 5 of the top 10 world's deadliest animals in Australia. I mean, I'd still go to check it out and everything, but, man, I'd be nervous as hell. In either case, it'd still be cool to get out and actually travel across the country, across the globe, and see different things out there. I always wanted to see the Roman Colosseums and things like that. I do have a goal of going to Scotland one day and just spending an hour looking out over Loch Ness. I know there's nothing there anymore and whatnot, but that's my own personal thing. I'm not going to get into that. But that's another thing that's on the bucket list, just to sit in front of Loch Ness, because I'm a huge cryptozoology fan, and I would love to just be there. So there you go. You get another little hint, another little tidbit about me as well, mixed into number 6. Number 7, while in school, I played the saxophone, the trombone, and the flute. And then while I was in high school, I was on the bowling team. So some school facts about me, going through my schooling career and whatnot. My mom pretty much had one rule. You play a sport, or you play an instrument. I guess it was a way of getting me to do extracurricular activities rather than just sitting at home in front of my TV playing games all day, which, is that really such a bad thing? And this was also besides Boy Scouts as well. I think she wanted me to have these things, these activities written down and whatnot, so this way when I have applications made up for colleges and whatnot, it would look like I was active in a schooling career and everything along that ways, which really isn't, that bad of a plan, to say the least. So in grade school, that would be about, 5th through 8th grade, I believe, I tried out a few instruments. I did the saxophone for a few years, and then the trombone and the flute each year. Don't really know why I chose the flute offhand. Maybe I was a late sign-up and it was like the only instrument that was left, but whatever. And, well, honestly, nothing really stuck with me. My musical talents weren't even good enough to get me into the school band, but it was an experience. If you gave me any one of those instruments today, would I be able to pick them up and play them? Absolutely not. I wouldn't even know the first thing about playing them anymore because it's been so long. But at least I can say I did it, and then there you go. And then when I was in high school, at least my freshman through junior year, because senior year it was like whatever, I was on the school's bowling team. Again, my talents weren't good enough to get me to the varsity squad, but hell, I bowled for free 4 times a week and pretty much just hung out with my friends while we did that. You couldn't go wrong at all. In addition to that, our coach was very much absent whenever we went bowling. Why? Because there was a strip club connected to the bowling alley that the school had us practice in. No joke, highway lanes and Hot 22 combo. The only one over 18 at the time was our coach. Fact number 8. Not something I really like to admit, but I'm going to throw it out there anyway. It took me 6 years to get through a 2-year community college. Now, I consider myself an intellectual person. I know quite a lot about various different things. I always got good grades in school. I have a good head on my shoulders, and generally I use that rare thing called common sense. But school was never really my thing. I always got bored with just sitting in class all day and felt that the real knowledge came from actually getting out into the real world and experiencing it and doing something, not just reading a book. I'm a visual learner. Show me it once and I can pick it up from there. The only regret I really have is that I never actually went to a 4-year college, and that I took what I considered the, quote, easy route back then, and that would be to go to the community college for 2 years and then transfer out to a bigger name college afterwards after I got my associate's degree, all of which didn't happen, by the way. I mean, if I had went to a 4-year school, I think it would have been better and whatnot. I wouldn't have wasted some of those years, because I didn't go to school all 6 years. There was like a year or so that I didn't go back to community college. And even when I was there, I had so many majors. So, list of majors that I attempted for while I was in school. First I tried biology, then I tried psychology, then I tried accounting, then I tried business, and finally I did game design. Which, mind you, in my school, the game design degree I got was for the business end of it, not programming. That particular major was like brand new to the school, and I was one of the first people in it to actually start going for the game design degree. And they had two branches, one for the programming and then one for the business aspect of it. So my degree basically says that I can successfully market a game to the masses, know how to distribute it, and how to use various techniques in order to draw attention to it, in order to sell it, and things along that way, is what the customer wants, what the public wants, and things like that, and it'd be nice if I can actually give some of that knowledge to some of the developers out there, i.e. Square Enix, Capcom, Nintendo, any of them. But it doesn't matter, because I really can't use it for anything nowadays, because I am too old for the industry. I mean, it's true. It is true. Right now, if I were to try and to apply and everything, I would have to start at a ground level position, and for them to pay me what I am worth and whatnot, they would never do it, because they could find some guy that's fresh out of college, some noob that happened to just get their degree, and pay them half or less of what I would need. I mean, it's just basic economics, That's how it's going to be. That's how they're going to hire out and everything. And you know what? I'm okay with that. I have no problems. I have a great job now, and I'm also using that knowledge that I learned through college to put out these YouTube videos and Twitter and Twitch and all kinds of stuff, and this way I can meet you guys and we all have a good time like that. So I'm not worried. In the end, I think I've won. Number 9. I had my own business on eBay, buying and selling toys, collectibles, comics, and all kinds of cool stuff like that. I did this for many, many years, and it was great until all those stupid pawn shop shows started coming around, and then everyone and their mother thought that every little piece that they had was worth a fortune. It made it very difficult for you to actually kind of get something good in order to sell. I actually started this with a friend of mine who lived in the town that I'm in now, and we worked together to build up his online store. At one point, we had over 4,000 different things listed on his eBay account. It was crazy. We sold stuff like G.I. Joes, Ninja Turtles, Transformers, Power Rangers, Godzilla stuff, Master of the Universe, Barbies, comic books from the gold to modern era, video games, posters, statues, anything you could think of from the 70s, 80s, 90s, even a little bit of 2000s, basically anything that would be in the geek nerd culture, and it was awesome. He eventually did earn enough money through that in order to open up his own shop, but he opened it up way far away, like a state way far away, and I just didn't follow him. But I was able to take the knowledge that I had learned from him and start my own business here in town, and I ran that successfully for over 2 years, and man, that was just a good time. Again, all those shows caused the pricing of things to skyrocket. Plus, near the end of it all, I was going through a lot of personal stuff, and a lot of things happened. Basically, in a nutshell, I went through my 1/3 life crisis, as I call it, which is something I'm not going to go over now. I would rather go over that in a much later deal, if you even care, or anything along that ways. Just know that in the long run, everything turned out great, and I am here today, but I don't have that business anymore. Do I miss it? Yeah. Would I like to start it up again? Absolutely, but I need the expendable income to do that, and I'd rather save my current earnings in order to plan for the future or for travel, as I said a few numbers ago. And who knows? It only takes one ticket to win at the lottery. Maybe someday. My day is coming. And number 10. I put this at the end because this is one of the key features of me that if you ask anyone who actually knows me can absolutely 100% agree with, and they know that I am probably the only person that they will ever know that will be able to take this type of description and have it go with them. I am a huge Godzilla fan, even more than Mega Man. I have been watching Godzilla movies for as far back as I can remember, and I know way more about Godzilla than any normal person. I can remember a time when I was maybe 5 or 6 years old, walking with my mother through Caldors. Anybody remember Caldors? Like the old type of shopping center? Nuts. I think I was watching earlier that week or whatever, a Godzilla marathon that was on TV, and it was the first time I ever saw Godzilla. But walking through the Caldors, I happened to see on a VHS rack Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla and Godzilla vs. Gigan. Because my mom is the greatest person in the world, and she does whatever she could in order to make me happy, she bought me those VHSs, and they were the first Godzilla movies I ever owned, and from there, it was history. My favorite of his movies is Return of Godzilla, or as we know it here in the States, Godzilla 1985, starring Raymond Burr. It even went so far in terms of my obsession and things like that for Big G that recently, I think I got this about 2 years ago or so, a year ago or so, I got him tattooed onto my shoulder. And yes, that really is me with my tattoo and all that stuff. This is my first and currently only tattoo, and I wouldn't change it for anything. I love it. It is awesome. Granted, I did get it during my one-third life crisis, as you know, you do kinds of crazy stuff in order to get, but I am so happy that I got it. Maybe one day I'll add on to it, maybe make it an entire kaiju sleeve or something along that ways, but it's an awesome image. It's based off of the 1985 design, which again is my favorite, and I am just happy as anything in order to have this particular imprint on me. So why the big radioactive blue energy beam blasting, dinosaur, lizard, monster thing, kaiju, whatever? I can go on and on explaining why I adore him so much and why I watch his movies and enjoy them and whatnot, but in short terms, it's the message that he represents. That we, as a species, as a human species, are capable of great things, but sometimes we push the line too far, and from there, uncontrollable forces are created to show and remind us exactly how humble we should be. That would be kind of like when the original Godzilla came out in 1954 as a representation of the atom bomb. We made the atom bomb and we used it and we caused widespread devastation that lasts throughout the years. You can still feel some of it in Japan today. So that's what he is supposed to represent. That's his message to the world, that no matter what it is that we think we can do, we need to be able to take responsibility for our actions and then kind of get an idea on what the outcome could be of our choices rather than just going forward and doing it. I love all of his movies, no matter how good or bad they are and whatnot, except for that 1998 Crap Fest. That is a horrible movie. That movie does not belong in the Godzilla universe, and as far as I'm concerned, as well as many fans, that movie, that monster is called Gino, G-I-N-O, which stands for Godzilla in name only. He is not part of the Godzilla franchise. However, the 2014 movie I thought was great. I rather enjoyed it. I wish he was in it more. But I do have that particular movie on my channel right now as my first random thought movie review. So go by all means, check that out if you want. But yeah, Godzilla, I enjoy him so much, and I will continue to follow him from now until forever. I will watch his movies, I will buy his movies, I will enjoy them as long as I possibly can. And not only will I follow him forever, but he in turn is going to be following me forever because he is permanently adhered onto my arm. So, there's that. And that pretty much covers my 10 random facts about me. I hope you enjoyed them, along with the various stories that happen to go with them. It's my turn to tag people, so here's my list. The Darklight Bros, my bros, you guys are going to go do this. Soul Seeker D, Sky Upper Bot, Wolf Bluff, and Abba the Lazy Bum Gamer. I know Abba does streaming, he doesn't really have a YouTube channel, but maybe he can incorporate this into one of his streams. He just did one not too long ago where he was trying to do a shiny Pokemon hunt and whatnot, so I saw that was like a 4-hour long stream, so you can take a few minutes and just throw 10 random facts out or whatnot. If not, that's okay too. It doesn't really matter. It's just supposed to be for fun and for everyone to enjoy. I have no idea if anybody else challenged you guys. I feel that Soul Seeker D, you already have people that have tagged you in this already. I don't know why, but I have a feeling that somebody else did. But if not, there you go. This is for you. And there you go. That's my list of the people that I choose to pass this on to. I put the links to their channels down in the description below, so please go down there, check them out. They are all amazing people. They have great work and just awesome times with all of them. That's it for me for now. I do have an update video that I am going to be working on that will be coming out in the next few days, so keep an eye out for that. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to rate and comment down below, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so you can get equipped with me, MetalBlade427. Until next time, everyone, thank you so much for the support and friendship. You have no idea how much it means to me. I cherish it every day, and I'm so happy that we are growing as a community and doing stuff like this, so this way everybody can really get to know each other and really come together as, more than just a community, as a family. And that is just awesome. Everyone have a good one, and I will catch you all later.